Well, hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. My name is Rehan Jalil. I'm the CEO for Security at AI. It's a true pleasure for me to be talking to Rex Davis, who is the Chief Data Officer for RBC. Rex, welcome.
And thanks for having me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We clearly seen that there's a huge kind of appetite now to have this talent like your teams, in fact, going from CDO to CAIOs. In fact, even Biden executive order, they will require like 400 CAIOs in all the agencies. Talent. One is you can develop, other is to bring from outside. Blend is always good. How are you thinking of getting the right talent, getting the right access, and of course, growing your own teams?
It's a very good question, right? So let me take it on a few different angles. First angle is I'm very attracted to growing data natives beyond their original base. So, but there's something about data natives that are an important part to our field that can't be lost. So what I mean by data natives, I do find that I have a lot more success growing out people that have come off the tools to greater roles, broadening responsibilities than people that are not from the tools and trying to get them very, very specific and deeper on data. Like that heritage of you have come off our keyboards, you were coding, you have worked on data projects originally in the past. I think it's an important thing to make sure has come through in the heritage of all other people as they get to more senior roles. And now I've got to be careful on how I say that because that makes it a very inclusive club, but it's not meant to be that way. I'm just saying that growing data talent out from those that have originally worked on data projects or AI projects, or that their background is actually with the code or with their heritage is in the tools or is in the things, versus, a more generic, say, project manager base or other parts that are coming across and trying to understand data in that regards. I find that if we can grow out the vast number of people that have come into this field over the past 15 years, particularly if they've come in from the things, we're going to do all right. And let me do this. I just want to get your head around what I'm trying to say, because it sounds very, I don't want to sound very, I hate a groupism that creates, do you know what I mean? You're creating a group in that other people can't be part of. What I'm saying here is, it is over a decade since the Harvard Business Review talked about data scientists as the sexiest job of this century. That's 12 years ago, right? Now, when they produced that article, October 2012, I think it was, overnight everyone became data scientists, right? Just as overnight every data scientist now is becoming an AI engineer. Right? So everyone's flicking through for what they believe is the next piece of it. But fundamentally, we're talking about people who will be working with data and working with the applications that run off data, of which all of it builds off that front. What I'm getting to with that is, since that period, 2012, you think about how many schools have created programs that were masters in data science, versions of master. You think about the quantity of people that have entered this field. What we've got to do is look at the growth of people that came in, studied, so forth, have then gone on to different careers in this area and grow them out more broadly, versus necessarily grab people from other fields and try to get them into data. That's my fundamental point. I'm sorry I did a very verbose answer there, but I'm quite passionate about this. So that would be my preferred approach. And I don't believe there's a shortage if we've got a bit of that eyesight on it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I think if there's a need, the humans are super, intelligent and flexible to basically fill in the need. Of course, there's sometimes going to be lag, And of course, what from your lens, you must be looking at top talent. Like that's how any organization kind of keep up as compared to others. So yeah, I mean, having all these different internally, externally, and of course also looking at the funnel that's coming through different schools. And I do agree, it's transforming rapidly. Kids know, the people who are coming into the fresh industry, they know where they need to go and where the puck is going.
Well, and I guess that's my point, right? What I'm trying to say with that is, if I look back, when I did 3 years in Delhi, 2012 to 2015, I was based in Gurgaon, right? And when I remember when I arrived there, people were turning around and saying, "Well, we've probably got about 5,000 data-related people in Greater Delhi." Well, I can tell you that it's not 5,000 anymore. It's a lot bigger than that, right? And if you look at all of the quantity of people that have gone now, like if we just do the US, there's an enormous amount of US universities with data science masters and other parts, or quantitative training. And then we've had a decade plus of people coming into this field, starting off on the keys, doing some form of analytics, data science, learning how to do XGBoost as they're trying to work through their models, Python trained individuals playing with things from their university days through their first 5 or 6 years. That quantity of people is substantively higher than it was a decade ago, like massively higher. And they're growing through their careers now. And so if we look at that base of people that have got these skills and grow them broader, I think we're going to be okay.
Well put. Thanks, Rex, for that. Now, there's a lot of experiences that we bring to our workplace, right? Personal life experiences, of course, from all the previous professional lives. And that all comes to how we think about leadership. I'd love to learn that. What's your kind of one-liner leadership mantra that you would want to share with the audience here?
One lines. I'm a very, as you probably witnessed through these last 10 questions, I'm probably too verbose. But if I did one line to come down to, curiosity with delivery is fundamentally what we're all about, right? Mm-hmm. And if I do my own self, we build up to why I would say curiosity with delivery, and it's important for our field, and I'll try and explain that. I've lived in 5 countries now, right? I've lived all around the world. I've been in retail, I've been in banking, I've been in consulting, but predominantly the vast majority of all of it in data, right? The common theme of it is all in data, all within the technology data realms. But the curiosity with delivery is really important as far as leadership. You've got to let people be curious. At the same time, you've got to make sure that they deliver. And that means when you're leading groups, particularly groups that have a lot of data scientists or data-related people into it, you want to let their curiosity run, but you can't let them go down. Every now and then, you've got to pull them out of the rabbit hole, right? And they won't just be with people in our field, particularly data scientists. Data scientists won't just be down the rabbit hole. They'll be pouring tea with the Mad Hatter at the party. Right, they've gone full in. They go right down. So you got to make sure people get the understanding of, right, well, I want you to check out your way, but if I'm telling you a little bit of my way, I wouldn't mind to make sure that my way gets done before we get to the other part. But I want you to be. We got to have the 2 bits done, right? I'm not stopping you. You're just going to have to possibly really work twice as hard to get to that answer. If you want to prove it, if the king of the hill still exists, but we've got to make sure we still conquer the hill, right? You can't do king of the hill and not actually construct the hill. So that curiosity with delivery is vital, and leading with that mantra. And it's from my own life, right? I mean, I didn't finish off post a PhD and decide I was going to be in all these different places. My curiosity led me there. So that would probably be my mantra that goes with it.
Well, on that high note, I'd really like to thank you, Rex, for joining us today. And this video will be available, and you can see that at CDO magazine. Thank you so much for taking time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.